If you're filing a claim for direct service connection, the evidence must establish three required elements. If one of these elements is not established, the VA cannot grant direct service connection. Let's take a look at each one. The first element is a current disability. A current disability means the veteran has a disability that exists during the pendency of the claim. In many cases, this is established through a medical diagnosis. Examples include PTSD, asthma, sleep apnea, migraines, tinnitus, degenerative arthritis, and many other conditions. Without a current disability, direct service connection cannot be established. The second element is an in-service event, injury, or illness. The evidence must show that something occurred during military service. Depending on the claim, that may be an injury, an illness, a traumatic event, exposure to hazardous noise, exposure to environmental hazards, or another event that occurred during military service. Evidence may come from service treatment records, military personnel records, lay statements, buddy statements, or other competent and credible evidence. The third element is a nexus. A nexus is a medical opinion linking the current disability to the in-service event, injury, or illness. In many claims, the VA obtains that opinion through a compensation and pension or CMP examination. A veteran may also submit a private medical opinion, commonly referred to as a nexus letter. For direct service connection, the evidence must establish that link. Putting the three elements together, let's look at an example. Imagine a service member is involved in a helicopter crash while on active duty. During the crash, the service member suffers a serious injury to the right shoulder and receives treatment before returning to duty. Several years after leaving military service, the veteran continues to experience chronic pain, weakness, and limited range of motion in the right shoulder. After being evaluated by a physician, the veteran is diagnosed with a right rotator cuff tear and files a VA disability claim. As part of the claims process, the VA schedules a comp and pen exam. After reviewing the veteran's service records, medical records, and exam findings, the examiner concludes that the veteran's right rotator cuff tear is at least as likely as not related to the injury sustained in the helicopter crash. In this example, all three required elements have been established. A diagnosed right rotator cuff, which is a current disability, an in-service event, injury, or illness, which is a helicopter crash that resulted in the right shoulder injury, and the nexus being a medical opinion that linked the current rotator cuff tear to the in-service shoulder injury. When the evidence establishes all three required elements, the VA has the legal basis to grant direct service connection. Final thoughts. These are the three required elements for direct service connection. Other types of service connection, including secondary service connection, presumptive service connection, and aggravation, have different legal requirements. Understanding these three required elements will help you better understand how the VA evaluates claims for direct service connection and what evidence is needed to support a claim. If you found this video helpful, give me the thumbs up and consider subscribing. Veterans, helping veterans.